They call it a rare aura, something you can't fake or learn from books. When you walk into a room, people feel it before you even speak. It's not just kindness, it's a vibration born from pain, sensitivity, and survival. You didn't choose this gift. It chose you, often in moments when you felt most powerless. An empath's presence is magnetic, but it's also misunderstood. People think you're just too nice or overly sensitive. They don't see the invisible battle behind your calm smile, the years of tuning into every shift of emotion, every unspoken word, just to feel safe. That aura is not decoration. It's a shield forged in silence. But here's the paradox. The very aura that draws others to you is the same aura that can drain you. Like a candle in the dark, your light becomes a refuge, yet it also attracts shadows. Jung once said, "Where love rules, power does not." For the empath, that love can be both a crown and a chain. Have you noticed how strangers confess their deepest secrets to you, as if they've known you forever? That's not coincidence, it's the frequency of your presence. You carry a mirror that makes others feel seen, sometimes for the first time. But while they leave lighter, you often leave heavier. The empath's gift is not built on sunshine, it is carved from storms. Childhood moments where you had no choice but to read the room, to sense moods like radar, became your survival. What was once defense grew into intuition. What once hurt became your rarest signature. Yet survival is not the same as freedom. You learned to absorb, but not always to release. You became the sponge, holding pain that was never yours. And slowly, that sponge turned heavy. This is the hidden cost of your aura. Carrying what doesn't belong to you, while forgetting your own weight. Jung taught that the shadow always follows the light. For empaths, that shadow is exhaustion, burnout, even resentment. Because when you heal others without boundaries, you risk wounding yourself. The aura others praise can become your silent prison if you never claim it as your own. Think about it. How many times have you said yes when your whole body wanted to say no? How many times have you felt guilty for resting, as if the world would collapse without your energy? This is not compassion. This is sacrifice disguised as virtue. And sacrifice, unchecked, destroys. The rare aura must be guarded. It is not for everyone. When you learn to protect it, empathy transforms into wisdom. Boundaries become sacred walls, not to keep love out, but to keep parasites away. Jung said, "No tree can grow to heaven unless its roots reach down to hell." Your roots must learn strength. Here lies the turning point. You are not just a vessel for other people's pain. You are a mirror, not a sponge. A guide, not a savior. The empath's path is to transform wounds into insight, not into chains. Your aura, once guarded, becomes medicine not only for others, but for yourself. Why do empaths attract broken souls so often? Because your aura whispers, "I will hold what you cannot." To someone drowning, that feels like salvation. But for you, it can become a cycle of rescuing that never ends. You don't just meet people, you inherit their storms. And sometimes those storms have names. Narcissists, manipulators, energy thieves. They sense your openness like predators sense unguarded doors. To them, your compassion is not beauty, it's opportunity. And without boundaries, you become their favorite stage. Jung believed we are magnetized by our unconscious. The empath's unconscious wound often seeks validation, through saving others. You think, if I heal them, maybe I'll heal too. But healing doesn't come from fixing others. It comes from facing the shadow within. Have you ever felt more tired after helping someone than before? That is the empath's paradox. What nourishes your soul connection can also poison it when it's one-sided. Empathy without limits is like pouring water into a bottomless well. No matter how much you give, it is never enough. Your rare aura is both a lighthouse and a warning. Ships will seek your light, but not all deserve safe harbor. Some come only to drain your flame. The question is, do you know when to close your doors? Or do you mistake endless sacrifice for love? The narcissist and the empath are two sides of the same wound. One hides pain through control, the other through surrender. They find each other like puzzle pieces, feeding on the same history of unmet needs. And unless awareness breaks the cycle, the empath will always bleed first. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. For the empath, this means confronting why you keep attracting takers. Fate is not punishment, it is pattern. And patterns change only when you dare to see them. You might think being endlessly available proves your goodness, but true love does not demand self-erasure. Compassion without self-respect is just self-destruction in disguise. To honor your aura is not selfishness, it is survival. Imagine this. Every time you say yes to someone else while betraying your own needs, your aura dims a little. Not visibly, but energetically. People still see the glow, but inside you feel emptier. This is the slow death of an empath, the aura shining outward, while the soul grows hollow. Yet here lies the secret. When you learn to guard your aura, it doesn't shrink, it expands. Boundaries are not walls. They are gates. You decide who enters, who stays, and who must leave. That choice is your liberation. But real liberation asks for more, not only protecting your light, but daring to face the darkness within. The shadow is not your enemy, it is your forgotten teacher. Every time you bury anger, fear, or grief to stay kind, the shadow grows stronger. Jung warned us, what we refuse to face doesn't disappear, it rules us from the dark. For empaths, the shadow often hides as suppressed rage. You smile, you comfort, you say it's fine, but your body whispers another truth. Exhaustion, resentment, even illness. The shadow will keep knocking until you listen. Have you ever felt that sudden burst of anger that shocked even you? That was not weakness. That was your shadow begging for recognition. When denied, it erupts like a volcano. When embraced, it becomes raw energy power you never knew you had. Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. For you, this means your aura grows not by avoiding pain, but by integrating it. The cracks in your soul are not flaws, they are openings for light. Think of your aura as a tree. Its branches reach for the sky, but its roots must dig deep into the soil of shadow. Without roots, branches break. Without shadow work, empathy collapses. Balance is the secret that keeps both alive. Facing your shadow doesn't mean losing your softness. It means adding strength to it. The empath who owns their shadow is no longer prey to narcissists. You stop being a sponge for pain and start being an alchemist, transforming it into wisdom. What once drained you now fuels you. The same sensitivity that once felt like a curse becomes precision, an inner radar you can direct rather than endure. This is the moment the empath stops surviving and starts leading. Notice the shift. When you embody both light and shadow, people no longer just lean on you, they respect you. Your presence is not only comforting, it's commanding. You radiate compassion, but also clarity. I see you, but I will not lose myself in you. This is the hidden transformation of the empath. From silent absorber to conscious creator, your aura stops being an open wound and becomes a living shield. What once felt like fate now feels like choice. And perhaps this is Jung's greatest lesson for you. Wholeness, not perfection. You were never meant to erase the darkness inside you. You were meant to carry it with dignity, to weave it into your light and to shine, not despite it, but because of it. Now your journey turns inward. The energy you once spent on rescuing others is waiting to be reclaimed. Self-love is not indulgence, it is survival. When you embrace it, your rare aura begins to resonate with newfound power. For empaths, self-love feels almost revolutionary. You were trained to measure worth by how much you give. But your gift multiplies when you nurture yourself. The fuller your inner world, the more magnetic your presence becomes. Imagine standing in a room fully present and aligned. People sense it immediately. They feel safety, warmth, and depth not because you bend for them, but because you stand fully in your own power. Boundaries are not walls, they are sacred gates. They protect your inner flame, and each time you honor them, your aura grows brighter, steadier, and untouchable. Here lies the paradox. The more you protect yourself, the more others are drawn to your light. Those ready to grow feel the pull. Those who would harm simply drift away. Respect begets respect. It attracts clarity. Your aura is a sacred temple. Not everyone deserves entry. Some come seeking healing, others seeking to drain. Your task is not to fix them. It is to remain the steadfast guardian of your energy. And here is the magic. Rooted in self-respect, your presence becomes untouchable. You can witness chaos without being swept away, feel pain without carrying it, love without losing yourself. This is mastery, the evolution of the empath. Self-love transforms your aura from sponge into flame. Instead of absorbing everything, you radiate. Instead of carrying burdens, you inspire release. Instead of losing yourself, you illuminate. Flames do not apologize, they guide. When your aura is fueled by conscious self-care, it repels what no longer serves you and attracts what aligns with your highest path. Manipulation, projection, or emotional vampirism lose their hold. Your energy becomes a living sanctuary, and so the empath's rare aura evolves from fragile sensitivity into sacred strength. What once felt like a curse is revealed as a calling. Your light is no longer only for others, it is a reflection of your wholeness. In honoring yourself, you finally embody Jung's deepest truth, the privilege of becoming who you truly are. Every time you choose to honor your own energy, you reclaim a piece of your soul once lost to others. The wounds that once defined you now transform into bridges of wisdom. You are no longer a vessel leaking life. You are a lighthouse standing, unwavering, casting your rare light into the stormy world. The shadows you once feared are no longer enemies, but teachers guiding you toward discernment, courage, and self-compassion. Each scar you carry becomes a star in your radiant aura. marking the journey from vulnerability to mastery, from chaos to clarity, and from being lost in others to finding yourself. Visualize your aura as a river once turbulent, now flowing with a steady clarity that touches everything in its path. Others feel its pull not as a burden, but as an invitation to awaken within themselves. You are simultaneously the current and the calm, the teacher and the sanctuary, the guide and the witness. Conscious empathy does not demand endless giving. It is the art of holding space with awareness, of offering warmth without allowing exhaustion to define you, and of listening deeply while protecting the sacred boundaries of your inner world. Presence becomes your power, and discernment becomes your light. Your rare aura attracts those ready to meet you fully, while naturally repelling those who seek only to take. Discernment becomes your armor, and self-love becomes your sword. The world responds to a strength rooted not in sacrifice, but in authenticity, resilience, and the quiet authority of a soul that has endured. You no longer bend to the shadows of others. You see them, honor them, and release them without attachment. Your energy becomes a sanctuary, a space where transformation is possible, where the wounded can awaken, and where the world can witness a rare form of empathy that is conscious, protective, and luminous. In your presence, subtle alchemy unfolds. Confusion softens, fear melts, and hearts awaken without words. Your aura radiates clarity and strength, teaching others through reflection and presence. It reminds them of their own capacity for resilience, showing that true healing begins not in giving endlessly, but in standing fully in your own power. You realize at last that your journey was never about saving others. It was about becoming whole. Every pain endured, every boundary set, every act of conscious choice has shaped you into a living symbol of strength, love, and clarity. Your aura now radiates the harmony of shadow and light, of wisdom tempered by experience. Stand fully in this truth. The rare aura you carry is a beacon, not to fix the world, but to illuminate it. It guides those ready to awaken, inspires those seeking clarity, and mirrors back the strength and light within them. You become a testament that presence, self-love, and conscious empathy are forces more powerful than any chaos outside. At the culmination of this journey, you embody the highest courage, to feel deeply, to love fiercely, and to remain unbroken. You are whole, luminous, and steadfast. Your aura is a living proof that the human spirit, when embraced fully with wisdom and courage, can shine beyond all darkness, lighting the way for yourself and others.